I want to give Washington a lot of credit. They're 10-0 in our conference for a reason, and I think the last loss they had was on December the 15th, and there's a reason for that. They have an experienced group. They're an outstanding defensive team. In the game today, Matisse Thybo had 5 steals and 5 shot blocks in one game. When you can have 5 steals and 5 shot blocks in one game, that's dominant. And he really does an amazing job of setting the tone for Washington's defense. And then on offense, they're patient. Big time shots are made because they got some older guys who can really play. Mike Hopkins is a terrific coach, and he's really implemented their culture the way that he wants to by being such a great defensive team and getting guys to buy in the way that they did. So all credit is to them. There are times in the game when we played well. I thought Justin Coleman played his heart out, but we didn't make enough perimeter shots, and we weren't efficient enough. We weren't able to get the good defensive rebound when we really needed it. If you guys would like to ask me questions about tonight's game, I'll be more than happy to answer, but I'm not going to comment on anything related to off the court.
Was it a case in the second half we ran out of gas because of the depth you have or don't have?
We definitely ran out of gas. Part of it is, we need Chase Jeter to be able to play and not get in foul trouble. Maybe he had 1 or 2 tough calls, but Washington, again, they do a good job of throwing the ball in the middle, and a couple of those tough calls were 50-50. Maybe it's a foul, maybe it isn't. It really worked against our team because his minutes were limited. At the beginning of the game, he was the one player on our team that could really score. So we're a better team. When Chase is in there, he didn't have that opportunity tonight to maybe play the minutes that we would have liked to play him.
And last week you go 14 for 28 from distance. Tonight you can't hit a shot. What's the difference in games or teams or whatever?
We're not a great shooting team. I mean, there's a lot of evidence to support that. We've had our moments. Every once in a while it's just one player on our team that seems to carry us through. But that didn't happen tonight. And when you play Washington, Syracuse, I don't care how many times you like to throw the ball in the middle to the post, drive it. There's just going to be those opportunities that you get from 3, and you have to be able to knock them in. And we really struggled.
So the way Thybo impacts the game, do you think he should be in consideration for Pac-12 Player of the Year?
I do. I know he was the Pac-12 Defensive Player of the Year. But, a team that's 10-0 and assuming they'll go ahead and win this conference, you have to reward one of those guys. And, man, I tell you what, when you talk about forming an identity, it's really hard to not think of him because of, 10 steals, blocks together in one game. And I think he's averaging between 6 and 7 steals, blocks on the year. So he's a tremendous player. I know, especially with Lorenzo being here last year, he's also just a great kid, and you can feel that when you watch him play. He's an outstanding player.
How do you see maybe his skill set translating to the next level?
Well, defensively, he's fine, and he's a streaky shooter, and a lot like the other guys that I think leave and are successful in the NBA, like those long wingspans, and it's really hard to measure him. 6'5", 6'6". I think his wingspan's close to 7 feet, and he can really defend. But there's always a place for a player like him because they can shoot, and he's not just a good defensive player; he's a game changer.
I'm curious, the second time you face off with Hopkins from Washington, how difficult is it to prepare for that matchup zone that he learned from Boeheim, and how unique of a challenge is that kind of defense and the guys they have over there?
Well, they're the best defensive team in our conference. You don't have to play zone. You can play man. Dane Altman presses and plays zone. There are times when Oregon's been the best defensive team in our conference. There are times when we've been the best defensive team. But whatever they do, whatever you do, you want to do it well. And they play their zone very well.
So where will this team miss Mark the most coaching?
Pardon me?
Where will this team miss Mark the most coaching?
I'm not going to comment on that.
You understand that you're not commenting on this, but when do you think you will be able to?
I'm not going to comment on that.
Well, right now, the statement said it just had Dave Hickey speaking.
Can you
Are you
ask
saying
all
you
those
supported
questions?
it? So you feel like they supported you, or they're working against you?
You know, I support the statements that went out.
Is there any coaching staff restructuring that you're going to have to do, like other people are putting into other roles?
No, Austin Carroll has been promoted a lot like last year, and he did a great job for us last year, and he's in that same role this year.
Justin Coleman said that they had another reason to play today. Your thoughts on that? It's obviously given the development today, and you addressed that. Agree with that? Thoughts on that?
Well, I didn't understand.
Justin Coleman said they had another reason to play for today.
Mm.
In light of the developments today. Thoughts on that?
You know, our players are young people in college. You know, they're very emotional. You know, when you go through a long season, in some senses, several seasons, you grow attached to people. And, of course, you know, they're attached to each other. They're attached to people that work with them.
Coach, what level of concern do you have that you will likely be subpoenaed and testify at a federal?
I'm not going to comment on that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Coach, what level of concern do you have that you will likely be subpoenaed to testify at a federal?
I'm not going to comment on that. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
We got seniors Justin Coleman and Chase Jeter here. Go ahead and ask your questions.
For Justin, as a senior, how rough is this, going through this stretch right now?
First, I want to give thanks to my Lord and Savior for this opportunity. And honestly, I'm glad we're going through this adversity because it brings us closer as a team. And we have 8 games left. We're going to try to make the best run we can these last 8 games and play for each other.
What's the difference between, the start of the conference here and then now?
Oh, we just got to keep playing, man. It's a long season. We still got 8 games to go, so we just got to prepare tomorrow for Washington State. Hopefully we can get those guys. They're a really good offensive team. So we got to watch a lot of film on those guys, watch film on tonight, and just try to get better defensively.
Chase, how do you think you progressed the last couple weeks with your back injury?
Really well. Got an opportunity in the 10 days that I was out to rest it, rehab it, get back right. So moving forward, I feel good about it, and it's not something that's going to hold me back.
Chase, is it a case of you guys running out of gas in the second half defensively?
Not necessarily. I wouldn't say that. I think at the end of the day, we just got to be more tough, getting stops. When it comes down to those possessions like that, we just got to be tougher and get stops down the stretch. We let guys score too much, and we just got to do better.
Justin, what was difficult about their defense? It just seemed like they were getting their hands on so many balls.
They're a great defensive team. That's why they're 10-0, 11-0 in the country. I mean, in the conference. But some of those mistakes were just our mistakes. We was careless with the ball. Myself, I got to do a better job of taking care of the ball, and put my teammates in the best position to score and be successful. So most of those turnovers, I take responsibility for them.
Was there a different feel tonight, obviously, not being able to make those outside shots like you guys did last week, and maybe those opportunities not being as plentiful as you saw in Kentucky?
No, I wouldn't say it was difficult. I mean, we've had games where we didn't shoot the ball as well, and the first game to come to mind is Oregon. But like I said, we just got to come down to the end and just play better defense. We got to keep our man in front of us, guard our yard, and we got to do a better job defensively.
When you lose an assistant coach, how does that affect the locker room?
We love Coach Phelps as one. He's still part of us as a team. The time he was here, he taught me how to be a better player, better man. But from now on, we got to just push forward, continue to get better. I know a couple guys reached out and told him how much they appreciate him as a coach, as a guy. He was a great person in the program. But for right now, we just got to move forward and just continue to get better, take day by day.
One more question.
When did you guys find out about that, and did that affect practice or anything?
It didn't affect practice or anything.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Phelps is a great guy, like I said, and we had another reason to play for. We played for Coach Phelps today as well. We didn't play for ourselves. Obviously, we didn't get the job done, but I believe everybody gave it all and left it out on the court. So everything's going day by day.